It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Kitchen Lane USA, Advanced Car Care, Smouse Brothers, and United Plumbing. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hello, everyone. It is Grace and Blasky for one more morning to help out here on Around the Ozarks News. Thank you, Blasky, for helping us out today.
Not a problem. Happy to be here again.
All right, let's go ahead and get into some news. So I do know that Ethan and Diana mentioned this earlier this week, but it's now a little bit more official. Osage Beach Outlet Marketplace, the developer there, is asking the city for tax incentives for a $650 million project to reimagine the Osage Beach Outlet Mall. They talked earlier this week about a Bass Pro kind of going there and going through that. So developers submitted a request to the Board of Aldermen in Osage Beach for tax increment financing. This would use tax revenue for the completed project to pay back developers for their costs. The mayor did say that the taxpayers are not going to lose any money on this. It's basically going to be part of the tax revenue produced by this new endeavor. We'll end up paying for it, is kind of how that's going to work. City officials said that the project would transform the area from a seasonal destination to a year-round attraction. And the first public hearing on the tax increment financing application will be on April 1st.
Well, Marionville voters will be asked to decide on a public safety tax increase of about 1/4% to be added to the current fund coming up here in April. Now, this money will be used to pay for the bond the city needs to build a larger facility for the fire department and also a storm shelter that could house up to 500 people. Now, if approved, the tax will not sunset, which means that there's not going to be an end date to this. So after the bonds are paid back, the money will then be used for new equipment as well as the maintenance at the police and the fire department. So again, that's coming up here in April.
Yeah, lots of tax things going on. So if you live in any of these cities, make sure that you're involved if you want to be. Citizens Memorial Hospital, also known as CMH in Bolivar, they have announced the grand opening of its new multi-million-dollar expansion project on February 28th. That is going to be the open house for that. It's a come-and-go event at 1500 North Oakland Avenue in Bolivar, scheduled from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and it'll have the open house, refreshments, and guided tours. This new expansion is a 3-story, roughly 117,000 square feet addition to the south side of the hospital, which literally doubles the size of the hospital.
Nice.
Patient care areas moving to the new tower include an expanded emergency department and medical/surgical unit, intensive care, and birthing units with private rooms for patients. So it sounds like a really good big deal. Additional features include a new hospital main entrance, kitchen, cafeteria, dining areas, coffee shop, and expanded gift shop. Renovations in the existing hospital are expected to wrap up by the end of this year and will include a surgical department expansion and 2 new cardiac laboratory procedure rooms. So very, very big deal happening at CMH in Bolivar. Yeah.
Big things are coming to Bolivar, and some good news for Springfield as the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics did release the Springfield metropolitan area unemployment numbers. Now, the Springfield MSA, which comprises of Greene, Christian, Dallas, Polk, and Webster counties, they actually recorded a December unemployment rate of 2.9%, which is actually a decrease from a 3.1 back in November. So some things trending in the right direction. Now, Springfield specifically reported a 2.9 for December, which is actually, again, down from 3.1. So, again, trending in the right direction. Some good things happening here in the Springfield Metro, and that's nice to see.
Yes. Any progress is progress. That's amazing to see. One of my favorite stories that I'm excited to talk about today, the Springfield Greene County Library Center plans to open a memory lab to help families preserve treasured memories for future generations. This is so cool. The facility will offer library patrons free access to digitize photos, home movies, audio tapes, and other materials, and will include a recording studio where family members can interview one another and record their conversations. Isn't that the coolest thing you've ever heard? That is awesome. So they're planning on opening it in about a year. Like, there's no set date yet on when it'll be open, but their goal is to have it in about a year, this to be open to the public, and I think that'd be really stinking cool.
Yeah, I need to move back to Greene County. I need to take advantage of it.
So you can take advantage.
I don't live here anymore. I'm missing out now. So Well, the United Way has recently partnered with Reliable Subaru to provide shoes for students at Bingham Elementary School. Now, the organization distributed about 504 pairs of new shoes and about more than 1,000 pairs of new socks to children in need. Now, Operation Warm, which is a national nonprofit that makes coats and shoes for children in need, provided the shoes. Now, this marks the third time the United Way and Subaru have partnered for a shoe giveaway for students. So going to an awesome cause. Some kids have got some new socks, some new shoes, and that makes really a lot of difference, I think, for kids when they just, you go to school, you want to have a nice new things, which a
Yeah.
mindset for these kids, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and I'll give a plug to the Community Corner episode that we are going to have for next week. It hasn't aired yet, but I get to sit down with Sense of Pride, and there are a lot of kids in schools that are just missing a lot of those necessary things. Like, they don't
Right.
always have it. And so I really love sitting down with them, talking about how they are helping our schools, and just seeing this kind of stuff is just really great. So I love people helping our school kids in the area. And then when it comes to the Missouri Department of Conservation, we've got another update, another reminder that they want us to know about this week. So
What's
it
going
is
on?
skunk mating season. It has arrived, and there is increased activity from skunks from like now through March as they search for mates. So you need to
Wonderful.
be wonderful.
So
Skunks
excited.
Skunks typically avoid confrontation with humans unless they feel threatened. But in the case they do feel threatened, skunks will display warning behaviors before spraying, such as stamping their feet, turning their back to you, and raising their tail. So if you see any of those things from a skunk, you better run away, is what they're trying to tell
I
you.
think just seeing the skunk is enough to run away. I don't need to wait for the warning signs. It's just make eye
Like,
contact,
especially the turning
separate.
around and raising their tail part, that's
Yeah,
when
I'm
you really
out.
know you're in trouble.
Yeah, by
But
that point, it's too late. You're in for it now, so
Pet owners, though, should take extra precautions. I know my dog would be the one that would just, "Oh, what's that? That looks like a cat,"
Yep.
and then come back smelling that way. So, yeah, watch out for your pets if they're curious. Keep them on a leash under close supervision, as that can lower your risk. And plus, removing any food sources from around your home can kind of help keep them away. So, just a good heads up there.
I did not know there was a mating season, so now we do. All right.
We do, and it's
Good
here.
stuff.
So, speaking of the fact that I'm now going from skunk mating season into Valentine's Day events, that's a segue I didn't plan, but
Nope.
here we
Wonderful
are.
transition, though.
If you are wanting to spend your Valentine's with your gals, there is going to be an event tonight at Finley Farms, the workshop at Finley Farms out in
Right.
Ozark. And it's going to have live music. They're just calling it Galentine's at the workshop. So there's going to be live music. You can create your own mini dried farm flower bouquet. You can
Nice.
sample wine, shop mini spa experiences, and color consultations. So you can have a little spa experience or shop for one while you're there too.
Right.
Guests can also create their own cocktail or mocktail and enjoy some sweet treats and coffee. And there will be a raffle to win a weekend brunch for two and $50 to Finley Farms as a gift card, or a cocktail class for two. And this is all free to attend. So if you want to
Oh,
go out to that tonight, it is free and you could win and do all that stuff.
right. I mean, that's even
Yeah.
better. When you make it free, it's kind of hard to pass up on
I
it. So,
do love a free thing.
right. Well, some other things going on this weekend. We got 4x4 Brewing Company is inviting couples to show off their skills during the first couples Olympics competition. That's going to be coming up here tomorrow, Saturday, February 14th. Now, it is going to be 2 people per team. Couples will compete in competitions such as beer pong, Jenga, a laugh challenge, as well as a beer-themed relay. Top 3 winners receive a prize. So you can do something nice. You can do something a little adventurous or crazy this weekend. You've had some options. Either way,
Yeah.
get out there and have some fun.
Lots of options. And then even if you're looking for something this weekend that isn't exactly Valentine's related, Springfield Little Theater still has Come From Away playing. And I wasn't familiar with this play, but I looked into
Mhm.
it, and it's actually a very popular one. It's a very good one. It tells the true story of 7,000 airline passengers that were stranded in Newfoundland after 9/11. And it's
Right.
actually, that sounds not not encouraging, but it really talks about how people have come together, and they came together during that time when the world just seems so crazy. and it's
Right.
a very uplifting and encouraging play. So if you're wanting to see that, it is still going. It's actually the last weekend that you can catch that at Springfield Little Theater. So,
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely think it's something worth checking out here this
mhm.
weekend. Something with a nice positive story. It's nice,
Yeah.
especially in today's day and age of news and stuff. So definitely
That
check
is
it
so
out.
true. All
So,
right. Well, Blasky, I think that is all we got for today. Thank you so much for helping me out again.
not a
And
problem.
you guys, I'm hoping you should be able to see at least one of the Foreheads' shining faces on Monday. If not, you'll have me again, but they should be back next week. So thanks for bearing with us, and we will see you on Monday.